Good morning, students. Our first chapter is of living birds. Living birds having different characteristic features. So, first of all, what is the life? What is life? Life is a unique complex organization. Life is a unique complex organization uh, of ions and molecules which perform certain function. Unique complex organization which forms ions and molecules that perform the certain function. All living organisms made from some complex matter, some ions, and that perform the particular reactions, that is known as life. And life form the living organism, and living organism having the different characteristics features, the characters of living organism. Character of living organism. What are the characters of living organism? If we see the characters of living organism, these are the following characters. First is of definite shape and size. Definite shape and size. Each and every living organism having definite shape. Just like all the rates are similar with the rates, all the whales are similar with the whales, all the human beings are similar. Means these human beings are definite shape in, and rates in the definite shape, whales in the definite shape. So all living beings in the definite shape and size, and they having definite organization. Organization, each and every living organism having particular organization. Suppose organization may be cellular organization, tissue level of organization, organ level of organization, organ system level of organization. So each and every living being having definite organization. Just like human beings, the organ system level of organization present in the human being. So definite organization is there. Then growth and development. Growth and development. Each and every organism, some growth is there. Due to growth, they will develop into in the organism. The new features will be developed. So initially, the each and every organism is small in size, less in mass, less in body weight. Due to growth and development, they increase in size. Their body mass increase, their weight increase. So growth and development is also characteristic feature of the living organism. The next is of reproduction. Reproduction, they reproduce to form the new organism. They reproduce to form their similar types of organism, that is the reproduction, and that help in the continuity of life, that help in the survival of new organism. If the particular ones will be not reproduce after the death of their older ones, the life will be not on the earth. So reproduction help in the continuity of lives, and due to which they produce their new young ones. Then next is of metabolism. Metabolism, the different types of reactions. It derived from two words, that is catabolism and anabolism. Catabolism, that is the destructive reactions. The types of reactions which is in which from complex molecules form the simpler ones, that is catabolism. And anabolism, another is of anabolism, in which simpler reactions from simpler compound to complex compound is formed, that is the anabolism. So both the types of reactions, just like photosynthesis. Photosynthesis, from inside the photosynthesis from carbon dioxide in water, that can form the carbohydrates from simple to complex, that is anabolism. And another range of photosynthesis, in which that carbohydrate form carbohydrate form carbon dioxide in water, that is the respiration, and that is of catabolic reactions. So Metabolism or different types of reactions occur inside the body, from simple to complex or complex to simple. Then homeostasis. Homeostasis means balance. Balance. They all the organisms keep themselves stable by the maintaining their internal environment and external environment. They always present in the nature, maintaining with the internal and external environments. So the balancing of with the external environment of organism is known as homeostasis. They always balance with the nature, so that help in the surviving inside the nature. That is the homeostasis. Consciousness. Consciousness, that is response or irritability. Always the organism, living organism, give the response of any type of stimuli, any types of changes in the environment. That is known as consciousness. Means they give the response, give the irritability, or any types of response to the any changes in the nature. Then next is of healing or repair. Healing or repair. Healing and repair. Whenever there any injury is there, they repair that injury. Wound healing is there. Not that will be as a wound or not present for forever like that. Means after the injury, that injury will be healed in the plants or in the animals. In the all the organisms, it is characteristic features. Any injury is there, that will be healing or that will be repair. Then next is of adaptations. Adaptations, these are the particular types of variations that make the organism adjust with the environments. These are particular types of variations, the particular types of changes in the environment, in the organism, which is makes the organism unable to survive in the nature. Suppose the temperature is rises, some changes occur in our body that makes us survive into higher temperature. So these are the adaptations, which variations, which is the changes in the organism that make the organism into help in the survival of in the nature. That is the adaptations. Then excretion. Excretion, that is the removal of waste substance. All the organism, plants and animals that excrete the different waste product which is generated inside them. If they will not excrete, will not release their things, that will be not survive in the nature due to poisonous or forming of poisonous, they will remove from the nature. So excretion is always there in the all organism. Then evolution. Evolution is the characteristic features in which the new old organisms prepare. Old organism, variation is there. Due to variation or many variation, the organism will be changed into new types of organism, and that's why due to evolution, the amoeba to human beings and from algae to angiosperm is modified in the nature. If the evolution is not there, always one types of organism in the nature. So evolution is the part of characteristic feature of organism. Then last one is of death. Death is the ultimate termination of the functional life. Ultimate termination is the functional of life. After the death of each and every organism, which the lifespan is of fixed. Each and every organism lifespan is fixed. After their lifespan, that organism will be die and new organisms will be produced in the nature. So death is the also characteristic feature of the living organism. We cannot say that each and every organism will be continue forever in the life or in the nature. So death is the after the completion of lifespan. These are the characteristics of living birds or characteristics of living organisms, that is definite shape and size, organization, growth and development, reproduction, metabolism, homeostasis, consciousness, healing and repair, adaptations, excretions, evolution and death. Then next is of systematics. Systematics, it is the branch of science in which the organism are classify, organism as recognize, organism are described, their name and arranging of the different organism according to some rules and regulation, that is the systematics. Systematics is the broad term which includes all these things: arranging of organism, naming of the organism, classifying of the organism. So the basically the systematics having four fields, that is of identification, second one is of classification, third one is of nomenclature, and fourth one is of taxonomy. First one is of identification. Identification is the identifying of an organism. Identifying of the organism, or where the correct names or correct position established according to the rules and regulation. Identifying the particular organism, that is known as identification. It is this is done by the examining of morphological characters. Morphological characters means external characters or external appearance, that is the identification. Second one is of classification. Classification, that is ordering of organism according to rules and regulation, that is the classification. Is the scientific terms, that is the ordering of organism according to rules and regulation, that is of classification. Classification is of three types, that is artificial classification, natural classification and phylogenetic classification. Artificial classification, in which that is based on some characters, which basis or the short characters or some characters, like external features, like some or animals are flying, so that are including flying animals. Some are present in the water, they are the aquatic animals. These are the few characters on the basis of few characters. But the second is another type of classification is of natural classification, which is based on the broad categories, broad characteristic features, some internal characteristics or external characteristics of the plants and animals, that is the natural classification. Third is of phylogenetic classification, which is based on the micro level, that is based on the micro level, just like internal structure, internal characteristics, cellular characteristics, genetic characteristics, that is the phylogenetic classification. So three types of classification will be there. On that basis, the all of the organisms will be classified and ordering. Then third one is of nomenclature. Nomenclature, nomen means name. Name. Clear means call. To call. That means providing the distinct and proper name to an organism, that is known as nomenclature. किसी भी organism को एक proper name provide, given the proper names, that is known as nomenclature. Nomenclature name is of two types. One is of vernacular names, another is of scientific names. Vernacular names, that names used by the local people, used by the local people in the local language, that is vernacular names. Vernacular names are different in different language, different in different countries, different states. So they are not universal. If we in Rajasthan, the particular ones just like onion, here we used to like kanda, but in English it is used as a onion. In Assamia it is known as a panoru. In Malayalam it is known as a dungri. So in different languages, the different names given to the different organism. So it is very complex. We cannot, if we want the particular ones in the other states or other language, they cannot understand our language. So, but it is utilized by the local people because it is very familiar with them from the childhood condition. That's why they utilize their vernacular names. But if we move to the another country, another states, we are unable to find out that particular organism. So we have to utilize the another types of nomenclature, that is of scientific names. It is of two types, that is binomial nomenclature, binomial, and another is of trinomial. Binomial and trinomial. Binomial means that names of the particular organism is made up from two words. These two words are genus and other is of species. These two words are genus and species. The first word is genus, another is of species in the binomial nomenclature. And in trinomial nomenclature, the third word is of subspecies or subspecies with respect to animal kingdom and variety with respect to plant kingdom. In animal kingdom, we have to utilize subspecies, third word, and in plant kingdom, we have to utilize varieties. So these are the binomial nomenclature. Maximally, we utilize two words for the naming of particular organism. The first word is of genus and second word is of species. Sometimes we utilize three words when the organism is more complex and more similar. That time we utilize the third word, that is subspecies with respect to animal kingdoms and varieties with respect to plant kingdoms. Who give the names? Give the names of the particular organism on the basis of ICBN, that is International Code of Botanical Nomenclature for the plant's name. International Code of Botanical Nomenclature for the plant. International Code of Zoological Nomenclature for the animals. International Code of Zoological Nomenclature for the animals. And ICBN, again, that the full form is of International Code of Bacterial Nomenclature for the bacteria, and ICVN, that is International Code of Virological or Viral Nomenclature for the naming of virus. These are the four agencies established some rules and regulation. On the basis of that rules and regulation, we have to given the name to a new organism. That is International Code of Botanical Nomenclature for plants, International Code of Zoological Nomenclature for animals, International Code of Bacterial Nomenclature for bacteria, International Code of Viral Nomenclature for the virus. So these are the four agencies established some rules and regulations. On the basis of we have to given the scientific names to an organism. So what are the rules and regulations on which basis we provide the names to an organism? These rules and regulation means each and every organism having single names. Single name. Each and every organism having single name, particular name. Each and every organism having single names, just like Homo sapiens, that is for the human beings. Homo sapiens for the human beings, and the first letter of genus started with the capital letters. Capital. Just like Homo sapiens. Homo sapiens, the first letter of genus is started with H, capital, and second is of the first letter of species is started with the small letter. First letter of genus we started with the capital letter, and the first letter of species is started with small letter. Second is third is of always that genus and species write separately, not continuously in running letters. Homo is write separately, sapiens is write separately. Next is if they are printed, that time they are italics or bold, or if they are handwritten, we have to write underline them. If they are italics, we have to underline them. Then next is of always this particular single words provide to the particular genus, means no two words will be similar in the genus with respect to genus. Suppose Homo is it is utilized only for human beings, not any other organism, but the species may be common, not genus. For example, Rosa indica, Mazifera indica, here indica is common. This is rose and this is mango plants. But here genus is not common, but the species is common. That is Rosa indica for rose, Mazifera indica is that indica is the species. The species may be common. The next is the name of the scientist who given the name, particular names should be right in the front of scientific names, just like Lin. They given by the Linnaeus, that's why we have to write the scientific names in the front of their names. So these are the some rules and regulation for providing the names to different organisms.